figment of your imagination. Because I think just like you do, and I'm the bigger personality, and I want to get in your head so I can be complete again. Yeah, motherfucker. How do you deal with that philosophically, motherfucker? You know, I would love to do. I would love to do this to Sully, but whatever. That dude is a little son of a bitch. Bob too, motherfucker.
Like in those exams or anything, I feel like I have to pick something.
Let me posit this question. If you went to a purely blind meritocracy, do you have any idea how much this would undermine all of it?
What do you mean by that?
Like just complete blind, like, no, take all the identity, race, politics, all of that out. Just individualistic meritocracy. The best of the best of the best of the best. Make it completely blind. That would undermine the entire system of it. So only the smartest, the best, most capable people are in charge. Regardless of...
Yeah, but James, you have to explain to them what a meritocracy actually is. Like, you have to break it down, Barney's.
Yeah, I think I just did.
Yeah, can you break it down in nigga terms for me, James?
Yeah, just the smartest, most capable people, right? Smartest, most capable people. Highest IQ.
Based on merit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. No, like, you know, it's not genetic, it's not racialized, it's not ideological. It's just like, this is the smartest person and the most educated, most capable
pretty much
person.
what we do already.
No, we don't.
No.
Oh, you mean affirmative action? Oh, sorry, I forgot about that.
No, dude. No,
undermine all of that, because, like, obviously that has not been the case. We have dumbed down everyone across the board. So I'm just saying, if you went to a pure democracy, no, not at all. No, just don't put words in my mouth. If you just went to just a pure capability, okay, just like, hey, look,
like we
you're the
do in
smartest.
STEM.
Huh?
Like we do in STEM.
Dude.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah. If you're retarded, you're not in the mathematical sciences. You know what I mean? But, like, that's what I'm saying. If you just took all of that out and it was just completely meritocracy, right? The smartest, best, most capable.
Yeah, but who's gonna work at Burger King then?
Well, obviously not the smartest ones.
You guys do realize that the people that go to the top schools, especially the coastal guys, especially those from the New York or Upper East, Eastern Seaboard, spike their testing scores. It's totally manipulated.
You mean like Stanford and stuff, or like Harvard, Yale, and all these places where they remove like their points from like Jewish and Asian people, and then they like increase the numbers for like African Americans and Hispanics.
No, the opposite way, where people
didn't Harvard like have a big lawsuit over this?
Kids to research with PhDs as if it was real, where people start studying Kumon in 8th grade to spike their scores.
Yeah, but Stan, did they have this in Harvard?
Who does that? I don't know.
Remember Harvard? But Stan, Harvard was the one that, because there was too many Jews and Chinese at Harvard.
I'm just saying, who spikes their scores?
Yeah, but didn't they do that? Did they get busted for
spiking your scores mean? What does that mean to spike your scores?
Oh, like paying people money to, like, you know, for donations and stuff like that, or contributing to the school and stuff.
No,
and
it means something else.
Is that?
No,
it's not. It's not like getting on the basis that you're.
Like, how can you spike your ACT or your SAT?
He's saying through like alumni ship and all that.
No, not through alumni shit. So when I grew up, I was out playing baseball, soccer, or other stuff. Whereas some kids were out doing Kumon and not doing sports so they could practice for the ACTs at starting grade 8 or something similar. I went and was on the golf course during summer vacation. Other people were paying somebody whose parents were paying somebody to pretend like they were doing lab research with a PhD. And then their resume looks way better when they apply to schools.
Yeah, but that's all we got standardized testing.
Yeah, but they train for this testing. Those people that train can substantially boost their scores.
Which
But what's
race
wrong with that?
or ethnic group are usually doing this? It's usually Indians, East Asians, Jews, waspy whites, right?
I'm not sure. I'm just saying that
you
people.
think a lot of African Americans are putting their kids in Kumon and
No.
second, third grade, boosting their scores in their SATs?
I do not think a lot of African Americans in central and flyover zone are doing that. I also live in flyover.
Why they
zone.
have scholarships in Kumon if you're like impoverished?
Yeah, but if you live in rural Texas, they don't have Kumon.
Yeah, they do. I live in rural Texas and they have Kumon.
Well, then how big is your town?
About 150,000.
Okay.
What the hell is Kumon? I've never heard of this.
It's an Indian guy who started it's an after school program where they like help you with like mathematics and reading and stuff like that. You can send your kids there for like a couple $100 a week or $150 a week, whatever. Or if you're impoverished, then you can get a scholarship for your kid. So if you're poor and black or Mexican, then you can send your kid there through a scholarship.
Would you really call that
Free.
spiking your score, though? That's just...
He would, because he's stupid.
I'm telling you, these guys aren't focused on their 8th grade math.
Almost all the kids that are in
ACT
Kumon
classes.
are the Indian and the Asian kids. If you just go into a Kumon school. Just walk in there,
This is a good
look
thing.
around. Yeah, it is.
This is the Korean
It's
model.
like after school, yeah.
So what I'm saying is they're not inherently smarter. They just have practiced more.
Which people?
No, how can you say that, though?
Look, I've never been to a Kumon, so I can't say what kind of people would go there.
East Asians.
I would
and
say
Indians.
they're inherently smarter and they study more.
Of course they do. Their parents are like relentless. They're like, you're going to be a doctor. And they're like, I want to be an artist. And they're like, just fucking kill yourself. Like, you're not going to fucking be an artist. You're going to be a fucking engineer or a doctor or attorney. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, the Filipinos did the same thing with like nursing. Like, it's expected of you to go to fucking nursing school and become a registered nurse. Because then you can go abroad, you can make $80,000 to $100,000 a year working in a first world country, and you can send all your money back and you can be wealthy.
Yeah, Hansen talked about the pressure that he felt from his father to study and get A's, and the disappointment that he would feel.
Beaver, you know what my wife, like, I
Did
have
you hear
to
what I
like
said,
show
though?
my wife. Yeah, I heard what you said. So with my wife and stuff, the way she grew up in the Philippines, the teachers, it's like 1950 style, like Catholic schools. They'll come around and just bust you on your fucking knuckles if you're not like paying attention, like with a fucking ruler. I mean, they'll make you sit and kneel in the fucking corner on rock salt. Like, if you get in real trouble and stuff, then they take you down to the principal's office and he takes his belt off and beats your ass. Like, it's just expected of you to be disciplined. Like, my wife will not go to the DMV. Us Americans will go to the DMV in like fucking gym shorts and a t-shirt and shit. My wife gets dressed up like she's going to a wedding. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, you have to be respectful and formal when you dress to go to the DMV. Like, it's just a cultural thing. But, you
How
know,
did she end up
at the
marrying?
same time,
Why did she marry you?
I know exactly. Like, it's crazy that I'm like extremely disciplined and like OCD and a need for
Well, her
It's
parents-
crazy.
Were her parents disappointed in her choice for?
No, her parents love me.
Are you like a gringo?
What? I'm white, Jewish, Native American.
Are you like a gringo?
White, Jewish, Native American.
He's white
Mediterranean.
trash.
Yeah, white trash. Yeah. Yeah, but it's like when I did Uber during COVID and shit, the majority of people that would come out with their fucking kids without car seats and shit, who were 2 and 3 years old, were blacks. It was almost always. It's low class fucking low rent thinking. And then you go to like East Asian countries and you go to Japan and you can't even drink a water bottle on the fucking train. Like you'll get a ticket. It's totally different culture. Has nothing to do with race whatsoever. And the reason that black people latch onto this black Hebrewism and all this kind of shit and stuff, and the Native American, is because their culture was stripped away from them by the Ulster County Scotch-Irish slave masters, and they had to adopt the fucking culture of the white trash redneck hillbillies. And that's what we are kings. We are kings.
Stan, are you brave enough, Stan, to admit that they are inherently smarter?
Inherently, it's like a lie. Like even people think that it's just
genetically.
No,
Did he say young or Stan? Sorry, I misunderstood.
Oh, sorry.
I think you need to distinguish between inherent and intrinsic.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Like, are certain people are born with a genetic capacity of intelligence, and then the nutrition and nurture to reach that capacity.
All studies indicate 80-20. 80% nature, 20% nurture.
Yeah, but I know you can admit it. I just wanted to Stan can admit it.
Yeah, I'm saying a lot of it is nature. So if it's all nurture, all training, then there's a discrepancy on certain things.
No, nature means that it's inherent in them. Like it's a genetic factor.
It's
like,
natural.
Yes.
This is why East Asians specifically and Ashkenazi Jews have the highest median IQ. It's genetics.
Yeah. Okay.
You can have a dumb Jew or a dumb Japanese that never.
Can you explain
hold on, Stan, I'm trying.
Zoo?
Can I just fucking explain what I was saying? So you can have a Japanese kid that only went to fucking school to the fucking 8th grade and then dropped out. So he has a fucking ceiling. Or he has a baseline and a ceiling. So the baseline is that where he's starting from and his ceiling is where he can max out at. This is the 80-20 argument. Like no matter how much fucking tutoring and studying that you do with a person from Papua New Guinea, they have the lowest median IQ of any group on earth. And most of them are fucking retarded. You can take them and send them to Ivy League fucking schools and private tutors and all this kind of shit, and they have a fucking ceiling. So if their fucking baseline is 42 IQ, their ceiling's probably like 70, 80.
I think you have to be dumb to actually believe the way y'all believe. And the reason why I say that, I'm gonna say this very quick on everything I was saying. I'm taking what y'all saying and I'm trying to take it in a little bit, but I can see the discrepancies in y'all's lack of wisdom. Not just that, but I'm gonna say deal with what y'all talking about, right? So you don't understand that these things can be worked out of a group of people, and when it comes to ethnicities, it's not even hard. But I'm saying to you, but people that don't know history, they don't know how kingdoms work and how they actually intentionally make kingdoms dumb and they make them like third world. Y'all don't know these things. When you don't know that stuff, you're part of you actually perpetuate the ignorance and actually helps. It actually helps the system.
Yeah, so
I'm not okay. That's not my main point. I want to entertain what y'all saying.
Okay, you got another point.
I'm sorry, Lil. I'll get back to you, bro. I just want to say this very quick because like it's pertinent for people to understand that if it's in people's genes, it means it was people. A lot of times people can be allowed to actually have these traits because if I stole something from Leo, let me just say that very quick. If I have a history of taking stuff and subduing you, and also I can get insight to everything that you have, and I make it a practice from what I stole, I actually have a practice of taking all that stuff and putting it in my DNA because what I'm doing, I'm taking all your intelligence, all you had, and practice it over and over again. Before you know it, the kids are able to naturally. No, I'm saying this is natural. And sometimes it's like genetic dysfunctions that happens that like autism and different type of things that cause people to remember things, and also inbreeding and all type of different things. You get pros and cons to certain things.
So you change the code.
You have
in the DNA code.
Whilst I agree with you, Young, in some sense, the reality is if a pug has respiratory issues because he has a shortened snout because of inbreeding and they specifically bred pugs to have a fucking short snout, then the best thing that you could do is mix that fucking pug with a fucking corgi. And if you mix it with a fucking corgi, then he's going to have his lineage down the generations is going to have less respiratory issues. So, I agree. if you guys want to fucking help contribute to the black community and the black fucking, populace, what I would recommend is mix with East Asians.
And let me tell you what you don't know very quick, Lil, because you're probably part of the people that, like the coonery type of people that.
Wait a minute, Young. I wanted Stan to answer. You were unable to admit it, but I want to see if Stan can admit it.
So what I'm saying.
You never said anything to me, so.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that there's a propensity of certain groups to train for the ACT and SAT, thus boosting their score that they would not get otherwise without training, from, let's say, a 28 to a 34-ish. So I believe there's like 27,000 valedictorians in the US. There's 16,000 spots at the Ivy League plus schools. There's a lot of people that don't go, whose parents don't pay to boost their scores, and their potential is just as high as those others, but their parents didn't pay extra to train them. And I believe that a lot of African Americans, a lot of Hispanics, a lot of whites in flyover zone aren't getting the same support as certain sections of society, and that the meritocracy claim we used in Harvard were a front for parents that were training their kids to spike their scores to get in.
Did you want to answer my question, though?
He doesn't.
Well, what was your question? I believe I answered it already.
No. Are you able to admit that there is a nature/genetic?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Feeling,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's different between each
once you're
group.
born, some people have huge advantages in one area and other people don't.
No, we're not talking. He's not talking about societal influences like
No,
you're born
he's
to
not talking
a
about- He probably wasn't
wealthy
either. He was talking about
family.
internally.
He's not talking about it. He's talking about genetically.
Yes, that's what he's talking about.
Yes,
sounds
you
like
can
he
answer that.
Stan, he's saying is one dog smarter than another.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
border collies are the most intelligent, the most trainable.
Hey, yes.
Shih Tzus are the least trainable.
And then there's blind sights, like blind sights, because you could be like if your eye is taken out, or if your eye is taken out, that can make one sense more stronger or something like that. Like, so a lot of people who are intelligent, right? They're intelligent in one area, but ignorant in the other area.
Yes.
That can happen to any of us. But yeah, it's so many blind spots that you guys have. Very quick.
Hispanics
So
of the Chihuahuas.
Stan, I have a question to say, or actually, I wanted to refute what you said, Stan. So they've conducted so many of these studies, especially twins, and they'll have like these two twins. Both of the parents are like fucking meth heads or heroin addicts, whatever. And then the parents will like OD or get killed in prison or whatever. And the two twins get adopted out at like 6 months or a year old. And they go off. One goes to an affluent household. The other goes to like an impoverished community. And then they have two where the parents were like driving along and they got in a vehicle accident. And both the parents were like scientists or engineers and whatever. And both the twins get sent out, one to an affluent neighborhood, one to an impoverished neighborhood. And when they test them later on, when they're like 18, 20 years old, the kids that come from the fucking scientists tend to have almost identical IQ numbers. And they're like fucking 30 points higher than the fucking meth head kids. And we're talking about white kids. So they're doing the same exact race.
I agree with that.
So when you have two fucking retarded 82 IQ fucking junkies that are ODing and shit, and their kids go off, it doesn't matter what kind of fucking amazing affluent school they were sent to, and the private tutors and the millionaire parents, and the others sent to the fucking ghetto. They both end up having almost similar IQs, almost identical IQs to their parents and themselves.
Yeah, but IQ is not the same as standardized test score.
It's the ability to problem solve within a time frame.
What I'm saying is that, I don't disagree with what you said, but IQ is not the same as standardized test score. And furthermore, IQ, it has some biases based upon a certain upbringing. If you could have a very high IQ, but if you grow up in Nepal, you are exposed to a completely different.
Literally just talked about twins.
You will not test the same if you grow up in Nepal.
Literally talked about twins where one's raised in Beverly Hills. Yeah, one's raised in Beverly Hills and the other's raised in the south side of Chicago. They're both white, and they're both fucking kids of scientists or engineers, and they have almost identical IQ to their fucking parents. One had absolutely nothing and had to deal with fucking drive-by shootings and gang fucking shoot 'em up shit, being a white kid in the fucking hood, and the other grew up in a fucking like most affluent fucking community. They've tested so many groups of fucking twins, and they've shown this. That's how they've gotten to this 80-20.
Lil, but hold on. There is one difference. The one in the south side of Chicago will be able to rap.
Yeah, I know, right?
And one of the biggest things I'm concerned about when I look at a lot of intelligence in the black community, not just black community, but like all over the world, regardless of just black, white, whatever. But when I look at, since we're talking about this topic, since you guys are very ill informed with us, a lot of times
have the highest median IQ of any group.
Yeah, so Nigerian. Yes, I'm Nigerian
There's only
too.
4,
But yeah, I'm Nigerian too. So
Nigeria, specifically Igbo.
it's okay.
Not even Yoruba or Hausa.
It's okay. It's okay. You don't
Not
have to
Fulani.
try. It's okay. That's my ancestry. It's okay. Whatever. But either way, I'm not even gonna put down anybody else that doesn't come from that area. But this is the thing. A lot of times, when it comes to controlled intelligence, I think they call it tall poppy syndrome. A lot of times, people they don't actually know. Okay, the reason why these people are being attacked, and as far as their rap music, their rap music was changed into gangster rap music in order to feed the private prisons. A lot of people don't know this, and not a lot of people. I can't say that. I'll say some people don't know this. Like people like Kanye West, he was raised a Black Panther. A lot of these people have intelligence. A lot of people they get killed, and because there's a war on these people in general. The people who sent us into outer space was black women, right? Black women who was computers, right? Human computers. Yeah, right. You know that story, right? He knows it. So like. Right. So at the end of the day, but not just that. It's many other things, right? There's many other things, but that
what you just said is not true.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I just want to say this very quick, and I'll pass it over because I really ain't got nothing more to say to this other than what y'all saying. Okay, so the only thing I'm saying is this: is basically, whenever you can control people's intelligence, and your goal is to actually nurture the unintelligence of a side of a person and keep them in subdued submission, this controlling the narrative. And so therefore, yes, a lot of people get killed for being intelligent. A lot of people, the civil rights people, right? And so many other people, even today, are being killed off and they're not seeing their intelligence because it's all a controlled system and it's all a laughing system. But as you can see,
I told you he's functional.
No rush. There's no rush. Take your time.
Oh, thank you, Johnny. I appreciate you, man. God bless you. But yeah. But people like Lil, like he's bent on that because he's insecure about what he don't know, and that's okay because you don't know what you don't know, right?
There's more stuff that I've forgotten than you'll ever fucking learn. It's
okay. It's okay. I mean, you can learn though. But when you're around me, I'll definitely try to educate you about these things. But it's going to take you a while though. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not just being pompous. I'm literally
you remember
being
that
ill-informed. It's okay.
You remember that Adam Sandler clip where he's like, nothing you said, you contributed nothing. Like,
brother,
that's what
you sound insecure already. You don't even know what a native is, probably.
Billy Madison.
Challenge you on
Billy
it.
Madison.
I'll put you in the dirt.
Yeah,
so
Billy
Native
Madison.
American. Yeah, give me that shit. And I'll put you in the dirt about it.
Osio Chalagi Idiwana he
Talk that made up shit. Yeah, go ahead. That Asiatic shit.
Cherokee. It's Cherokee.
Yeah, what Cherokee? Sure.
Osio
your version,
means how are you?
Your version of Cherokee.
Idiwana he means let's talk Cherokee.
I got one. You can't even dance like the actual Native Americans who was here. Y'all work with the government.
My name is.
Y'all work with the government. You didn't go into. Hey, look, Leo, you didn't even go into slavery. You want to know why? Because y'all was not the majority here. That's why.
What Cherokee?
Because if you actually were the majority here, like the Cherokee, like the actual black people who was actually Cherokee.
My great grandfather grew up with these.
If you actually were that, y'all would have went to prisoners of war. Y'all didn't. We went into slavery. Y'all was able to go to reservations.
My grandmother Chester Teague was raised on the East.
You know what reservation means? To reserve. We didn't get no damn reserves. We got put in slavery. So the indigenous here. I'm just saying to you, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. That's what I'm saying. And so at the end of the day,
you should learn your language. If you're like black.
No, I don't want to learn no damn made up language.
What, Blackfoot?
And they got reparations. We didn't get reparations because we was already here. The Boston Tea Party show you that there was black people already here.
We got pushed on the
They dressed up like black people. They put black skin on them. They put black charcoal on their skin. They put black charcoal on their skin because they knew the original were black. These were the Boston Tea Party people. It's something that your dumbass probably didn't catch that they was doing this. But you just all part of the little play. Yeah, and as you just lose your melanin,
They're deep frogs.
you become just like you lose your melanin. You start losing your freaking mind. That's what you start doing. You start becoming a colonizer. That's what you're doing. That's why you're talking, because you're trying to appease somebody. See, I can't hide under this ignorance.
But people walked across the land bridge, but you want to get claim they're black.
You know that? Yeah, you did. Yeah, you walked across the land bridge. Good job.
Yeah, we did. Native American people did.
So native can be any types. So yeah.
Just remember when you go to Cherokee, Oklahoma, or North Carolina, just say OCO.
Yeah, those are black people that actually did that, by the way. Tulsa, Oklahoma, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, there was no Black Wall Street.
Yeah, that's we got moved up there. That's what happened.
Bro, hold on. Yeah.
There's no Black Wall Street.
Yeah, hold on.
It was just
hold
some
on.
business owners.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You just making up shit for the government.
Yeah.
Government native.
How about you not rape a young white girl on a
Government native.
Bring your city to the ground?
Yeah, that's part of y'all narrative, right?
Yeah.
Simpson and Delilah. Yeah, good job.
Bro, hang on. Young, we don't have to, blacks don't have to take credit for everything.
No, we were the original people. We were original people.
Oh, Trent, they claim they invented the filament for the light bulb, the AC.
I used to believe what you're saying, Trent. I used to say y'all are coping very hard. I used to say what you're saying, and this is what people do when they're not at that level yet. When you know history, Trent, I know what you're saying.
My man,
you're not saying nothing that's new to me.
You know
I actually understand what you're saying.
4 points lower in the IQ.
I'm saying to you, look, I get what you're saying. What it looks like, it's not on your side. What you're saying, if you believe what you're saying. What Lil is, he's a coon mixed person. That's what he is. He's a coon mixed person. That's what he is. And that like you can't blame him because he was beaten. He was beaten and he lost.
My man, just all due respect. Even if you are right, the way you're trying to make your point doesn't come across well.
I don't listen to another man how I make my points.
Yeah,
just get to your point.
Are you tethered? This is why I like you, I think.
Hold on. Here's what I'm saying. Is even if you are correct, if no one gives a shit about your point because it comes across so, it's so disdainful the way that you present it, then it doesn't really matter. And so if you're trying to influence, and you can't say you're not trying to influence because it's like 1 a.m. and you're on an app talking to other people. And if you're trying to make a point to influence others to get people to your side, if you're trying to making a point to get people to come over to your side, if you're making it in a way that makes people like offended, then it doesn't work.
I'm gonna say this, Trent.
Yeah, but Trent, he's a black Hebrew Israelite.
I'm gonna say this very quick, Trent. So you know.
Hold on, bro. So while I may partially agree with and some of the things that you're saying are historically accurate, it comes across as abrasive and it's annoying. Anyway, I just want to say
that's for you.
Black fatigue. Yep.
And have a good night.
Yeah, that's preference, and people have those. And the reason why I chose the way I speak to people, I speak calm to people whenever they show understanding. When they talk, like I already know the spirit of a person, not all the time, but I can tell the spirit of a person in their virtues or their antics and how they act. Just like when I listen to Lil, I don't have to know everything about him. I know how he's going to react. So that's called souls. It's called spirit, discernment, right? So like Trent, when you're dealing with that, I've had the best conversations with people that you think was probably bullies or people that's misunderstood in this app. The reason why is because when I see that sense of understanding, I'm like, okay, I'm listening to that brother or that sister. You don't give it out to everybody. So when I'm talking the way I talk, I don't look to persuade people. I speak the truth based off what I know, and if people come across me a certain way, I'm gonna give them that same fire because I don't like bully. I will be a bully to a bully. If you show understanding and be like, hey, I don't know about that. Let me check this out, this and that. Show me this and that. When you show that type of understanding, I'll act in that nature. But whenever you come as hostility and ignorant and coonish and stupid towards black people, I'm gonna come at you with the evidence, and then I may come at you a little bit more harsher because I know what it's like to be a coon in your spirit. I already know what that looks like. So when they speak that way, they don't even know what they're saying. They're convinced out of ignorance. And I'm like, I wish I can upgrade you about what's actually true what happened. So anyways, yeah.
I feel you, my brother. But again, you don't ever say you're not trying to persuade, because don't tell me that you're up at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m., depending on where you are, or 11 p.m., and you're up on an app speaking, and you're not trying to persuade these people to your point of view. That to me is almost foolish. You're obviously trying to persuade folks. So if you're trying to persuade them, you get more bees with honey. In my book, that's my only advice for you. And I'll be quiet after.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I do get what you're saying. But when I got on this app, it's advice. It's not so much of a persuasion. People that know me already, we already have we know what we were talking about. And if you don't study this stuff, you're going to be ignorant either way. As Jesus literally said, he said, the blind shall lead the blind, let them both fall into the pit. And then he was like, did you know that he was offended? And this happens in real life. You have to know how to let people go and not always persuade everybody. When I'm talking, I talk to people that understand what I'm saying, not exactly talking to people who are dumb as hell, but they act like they're smart. Because those people actually, they don't know that they have a blind side. The person who can admit that they're not as smart, like I can admit that. I know that in my spirit that I don't know everything. That's actually ability to actually see what's in the blind spot. So like that's what the Bible even tells us about that when it comes to wisdom. So at the end of the day, I get what you're saying about that, but my heart is not always persuasion. If you knew who I actually was, that's an element that social media does not have, knowing who actually people are. You would understand I've already persuaded too many people already in my life already. I don't need another person to be persuaded exactly. The people have the right to actually know what's true or not. People say things that are atheist, agnostic, Islamic, and I take what they're saying and I end up gaining a lot of knowledge because I take what they're saying serious and I go look it up. Or at least I challenge it, then I go look it up. And so that's what I hope for other people. I don't hope for the easy route for people to just, oh my God, he's the cookie cutter, young zealous, he's a cookie cutter and he wants to make everything look so good and talk very intelligent so people can accept everything. Like that's for other people. I was not made that way. That's not my purpose. And I know that God works through me through the ways. And I'll get better, Trent. I will get better. But right now, that's not my vice. That's not my main point of why I was speaking. You know, sometimes it's time to be nasty, time to be nice, So yeah. Really, it is a vice because earlier we was talking about, it was me and Pepe and some other people. We were talking about men issues and things we were struggling with in life. And so sometimes you need that, not to persuade people, but just to talk shit.
I just came. I've just heard you for like 15 minutes. I came to say, what my boy, man, what are y'all struggling with? What's going on? What's not good? Everybody's good. Nobody's not struggling. Okay. So I guess we just solved all the world's problems and just that. See? That's great.
He's out of the men's group. He's out. It would be you. You're so stupid. I'll joke with you, Trent. In our men's group, normally, so we try not to judge the men in the group. We try to just we'll give each other some hell a little bit, but it ain't like to the point where you're like, oh, let me do this right. Do the. No, then you seem like a female. Like we don't need another female telling the men how to actually act like a man. We're being who we are in a sense. And I thank you for you trying to help me out help me out. Now, if you're trying to help me out as far as my ethnicity, I don't want that because that's an insult to me. Because basically it seemed like you were doing a dance for this fake intelligence of white supremacy. Which I know where a lot of their intelligence come from in the first place if you want to play that game. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, are we just being who we are, talking stuff?
So I will say this. I do believe that there's differences in intelligence based upon ethnic. I believe there's different types of intelligence genetically. Okay. It depends on a myriad of different factors, but I think obviously if you had a subset of people who weren't able to read for generations, there would be an effect on the later generations in their ability to read and comprehend. Just like if you had if we were going to get to we're actually kind of at the point now where we're going to have augmented intelligence. And if you had a group of people or a certain subset of people that were all given augmented intelligence, their offspring will have different types of intelligence than the previous generations. Like, over generations, we see it in dogs. We obviously see it in horse breeding. You breed two horses that are fast, you get a faster horse. And so I don't think that the biology of the muscle is any different than the brain. However, I think it can be unlocked very differently with technology.
That's kind of scary, the prison stuff that I've been hearing about. But I hear what you're saying, though. But yeah, all this, to me, like when someone thinks that white people have this intelligence as if it was like not given to them. And it's like, it's all given to all of us in some sense. It was something that we didn't earn in a sense. So, but when it comes to when people flex that fake shit, oh my God, well, it's just known that we are just intelligent. You dumbass, don't you understand how much was stolen as far as intelligent people have, and let's just deal with colonization, right? They've taken people for granted. Like I'm talking about like the people that was here, the indigenous people who showed them ways, intelligent, gold, Mansa Musa giving them gold, showing them, not just giving them that, but also the Egyptians giving the Grecians so much intelligence, even to the point to where they went to school in Africa. And then also the Romans copied off the Grecians, which got it from Africa. And you got all that stuff happening. And it just keeps repeating. And so you got people that's dumb and don't even know these things. They don't even know that this stuff even happened. And so like when they're talking so stupid in front of you, and they're like the little young, it's kind of like, no offense to anybody that's the youngest or whatever, but it's like the oldest kid who've been through all this shit before. Like black people, a lot of times we come from a world that already did this shit already before. So intelligence, all that shit and all that deep stuff, we still obtain that. It's still in our DNA. That's why they still kill us off and people. That's why we able to put people in orbit and all that type of shit like that.
Yeah, it's not
it's okay. You can make. You guys make so many excuses for anything instead of actually listening to shit that's been said. Just accept it. You don't have to dance with nobody. It's okay.
Let me help you.
Trent, are you Yoruba?
I'm going to see you as a coon, straight up. Like you, just accept what it said and then just get on. That's all.
I'm trying to ask Trent if he's Yoruba.
I don't know what the fuck Yoruba is.
Are you Nigerian?
No. I'm gonna help the white folk because I must be one of the.
Which country are your parents from?
I have no fucking idea.
He has a limited scope about black people. That's all. That's what it is.
I have no clue.
Not you, Trent. I was just saying he does.
I at one point I was Jamaican. I've got Jamaican ancestry. That's all. It's about as it goes. With the third boat, not the first boat. But anyway, I'm just gonna say this, my brother John. It doesn't fucking matter.
Don't do that, please. God damn, you're doing it right now.
No. I'm just saying. In all seriousness, I'm gonna help you out. No one gives a shit about what happened in 5000 BC or 2000 BC. Or when Cleopatra was around 30. And my man, just give me a minute because
I just don't like people like you that talk like you. I don't like it.
Well, then I don't like people that talk like you because I had to listen.
Yeah, I know. But if we dealt with each other head to head, it would be good.
I listen to you.
Because people like you need to be actually dealt with intelligently. Like,
yeah, I'm just no. Well, let me deal with you intelligently. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. Today, in America,
these people.
In America, we as African Americans need to do better than we are doing. Bottom line, there are many of us. I'm at a major conference right now with many successful African Americans, right? But by and large, there's still a lot of work to do when we're talking about African Americans in 2026 in the United States. in Washington, D.C., in Youngstown, Ohio, in Trenton, New Jersey, in Houston, Texas, in New Orleans, in the south side of Los Angeles, in Oakland, that there is a lot of work to do. And so we cannot be looking back to things that happened in the past and who gave who what knowledge and what book and who stole from who, because all that matters today and all that's going to affect our lives is August 15th is what we need to be thinking about. And so I don't care August 15th, 2026, not August 15th, 2000 or 226.
Wait, sorry to interrupt you.
And
What
so-
happens on
and
August
so-
15th?
No, I don't know what happens on August 15th, but that's
Oh,
what
you
we
just
need
mean
to be
tomorrow.
concentrated. Yeah, I just mean tomorrow. We need to be concentrated on tomorrow, not what happened 2,000 years ago or 3,000 years ago. It doesn't matter who got what knowledge from who. It matters who's winning the race today. And that's all I can encourage you to do is stop talking about what happened in yesteryear and stay in the day. Anyway, that's my time. It's good talking
What
about
conference are you doing? I guess. What conference are you doing? I guess.
The conference I'm at right the conference I'm at right now is called NAMAD. It's the North American Dealers Conference in Miami.
Oh, so dealers like car dealers? What type of dealers?
Car dealers, yeah, it's a car dealer conference.
Okay, so I mean, like at the end of the day, I don't know. I let people talk about what they're talking about. This is called open discussion. You came to the wrong room, by the way, and that was just the last little thing. Like that just happened. I didn't even know that I was in the open discussion. So, but my subconscious probably caught it. And if you knew that this was the name of the room, and I think I knew this at one time, but I got so caught up on the topics. If you know that that's the common denominator in a topic, then you should probably have a little bit more grace and actually understand that and not try to coach people, because that actually shows your character, that you're being like a bottom feeder, not a bottom feeder, but more like a person that's condescending, instead of actually contributing to the open discussion, knowing that that's a proposition of the room. So, I mean, to me, you win more brownie points since you want to coach people, right? You win more brownie points if you actually adjust it to things, not actually try to control it, because you can lose a customer like that, symbolically and socially and relationally. So, I mean, it ain't gonna fly well with me, especially as a heroic type of person or a vigilante type of person. I say the hard things, and that's where I get pleasure from. I don't get pleasure from condescending people unless they're actually trying to do that. So yeah, there's a lot of things to learn here, So, and I got some things to teach and also learn, but the right way, it matters. It matters to do it the right way. That's what I meant to say.
What was the topic? Since I don't understand the topic.
Well, let's move on.
Yes, definitely move on. Yeah.
Let's move on.
Okay, Sam, then you say something then.
What's so funny?
It's just funny as hell because go ahead.
No, she suggests us to move on, so she should be able to bring something to the table.
I'm telling you,
Yeah. I feel
females
like
do that.
let's move on. Let's talk about something else.
Come on, girl, use their brains. Go ahead, break it up. Break it up. What's the topic?
All right. I have a really random question. All right. So, what racial issue do you think that Democrats understand better than Republicans? And what issue do Republicans understand better than Democrats?
Oh, that's good as hell, girl. That was dope as
Yeah,
hell.
okay. So I'll give you the fucking answer right here. Okay.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a battle between identity politics and classism, and they both back themselves into a bit of a corner. And that's the problem. It's an intersection between identity politics and classism. And both of them are responsible for both, and they do not know how to navigate this. And so they keep doubling down and trying to moderate to control power, but they open Pandora's box because they don't understand this. That's the answer.
Okay, so I'll go
Wait,
next.
what are you?
So I'll go next. He's Republican. So I'll go next.
Am I?
I'll go out the trend.
I don't, maybe not. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Republicans have missed immigration very, very badly. They don't recognize the backlash that's happening in the Hispanic community. That's going to cost them the midterms and probably the 2028 election. I would say that's the biggest one. If I was to talk about racial, I think Democrats have missed all racial politics at this point. And when I say that, I mean, I think what is happening in America is Gen Z and kind of millennials are don't identify racially. We're the fastest growing populace in the United States is actually interracial. It is now 10.3% of the populace. It will surpass blacks, which are 12.4% of the populace. It'll surpass blacks in sometime in the 2030s, and it's going to skyrocket. And so we're becoming a raceless society, and the racial identity politics between blacks and Hispanics and Asians and whites isn't going to work very much longer, and that's where Dems miss it.
Okay, that he did answer it. That's good. That's good. But so the Democrats, you said the Democrats miss it. Okay, so I would say, okay, it's basically saying like the blind side, okay, of these groups. I would say the Democrats seem to they made a switch. They made a switch from what they used to be. I don't know what caused them to do that, but they made a switch. And when they were deemed as they actually were the founders of the KKK and the Klan and all those type of horrible things of the South, they made a big switch for whatever reason. I don't know why. Lyndon B. Johnson and the civil rights and stuff. And they seem to take on the spirit of the Yankees almost, of the Union, of the Northerners. They take on that spirit almost. And they seem to be, I don't know if they're left wing or not, but they seem to be more, more understanding when it comes to like cultural differences and what it takes to try to empathize. So they carry the ability to empathize and actually study what people actually have problems with and actually know how to just understand what's going on. They seem to be the modern day Yankees. The Republicans, they have that too in a sense, but they are being contaminated by the Confederate spirit that sides with them, that wants to seek to take over the North. Republican used to be spirit. So now it's like what I see is that the Republican is just like they're losing what they originally used to be, and the Democrats is like taking the Yankees spot in a sense when it comes to these things. And I think that's what is missing. That kind of seems one-sided the way I said that though. But the Republican side, I'll say the positive on them. They seem to they don't have so much of an identity crisis. I say that as much. As far as when it comes to like gender stuff, they don't seem to have an identity crisis on that. I mean, that's kind of positive. They at least keep a lot of their faith in the forefront, and that's dope. But their faith sometimes is like a colonial version of Jesus. The Democrats, if they showed their faith and how their faith is very similar to Christianity, and then I believe that the Democrats have way more biblical traits than the Republican Party, really, to be honest with you. But that's a little ramble, but that's the positive and negatives I see from these parties. They're blindsides. Apologize if I talk too fast.
All right. No, I appreciate everyone's input. All right, I got another question. This one might be a little heated. I don't know if I should ask it, but what racial stereotype do you think has done the most damage in America?
Wow, you doing the exercise that I actually was doing. That's crazy. Okay. Trent, you want to go first? I'll
Yes.
wait.
Yes, I would like to go first. That black folks only ones that can fry chicken. White folks actually do excellent job at frying chicken. I've had some great fried chicken from white folks, and in fact, entirely all of cooking. This idea that white folks don't season food has got to go. Because I'm trying to tell you, Paula Deen ain't the only one that found the Lowrys. The white folks can make good dishes. Black folks can make good. In fact, I'm gonna Sam, you done struck a nerve. Now you got me talking like young. Listen to this. White barbecue may have surpassed black barbecue across the nation. When you go to major barbecue joints in Texas, I judge barbecue across the state. The best ones are all owned by white people. Like Corkscrew, Hutchins, Franklin's. I can go on and on. They are white owned. There are a few like Gatlin's, which is in Houston, but not that many. Pinkertons. I tell you what, Sam. Let me ask you a quick question. Is your mother still alive?
Yeah.
If you went to Pinkertons and you had skid in the ribs, you would slap your mother.
Whoa.
Okay.
I'll land on that. I'll land right there.
I heard
Okay.
enough. Sir.
All right.
I heard enough. I have to call cap on this, man. I just had some white cooking not too long ago, man. I had some, he cooks, my sister's boyfriend is white, and he made some asparagus. He made some potatoes.
Asparagus is good. It's good. Depends on
all I seen him use was salt and pepper. So I have to call the cap.
Stop the cap.
All they use is salt and pepper.
I will outcook you all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Period.
You say I'll cook you or I'll cook.
I will outcook you all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Period.
James, what do you have to cook?
He's probably Italian.
And we
He's
know
Italian.
this is
Because I love my Italians, boy. That's my people. Boy.
We can compare black mac and cheese, and then you can look at white mac and cheese.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that's what
That's the best comparison I can tell you.
Destroy every soul food dish you have ever made that your grandmother didn't.
When you
teach how
look
to
at
cook.
white mac and cheese, it looks
Yeah,
plain.
absolutely.
It doesn't look like there's
Yeah,
no
right.
cheese. It just
And
looks
you know
like
where the
liquid
macaroni
cheese.
came from?
When you look at black mac and cheese, it looks like it's cheesy.
Yeah,
It was
gooey,
made with love.
Oh yeah.
You know, when you take a bite, it's going to be delicious.
Yeah. Where did the macaroni come from?
I don't care where the macaroni came from.
It's all about how you do it.
Comes from Italy. Okay.
If I want to
And
eat some Kraft mac and cheese, I'll go to the grocery store and buy some Kraft mac and cheese.
No. You microwave that shit because your mama didn't teach you how to cook and you probably didn't have a father. I'm just saying. It's just like, stop. Okay? You lived off of ramen fucking noodles.
It's okay, man. Y'all don't know how to make mac and cheese, bro.
Damn.
It's okay.
Yeah, okay. Challenge.
It's okay, gang.
Challenge.
Email it to me. Email me some food. I'll accept it.
Yeah, I will destroy
We seen the pictures of how mac and cheese look on July 4th versus June 19th, man. We seen them photos.
Boy, that black food make you fall asleep, boy. You have the nigga-itis, boy.
Man.
Falls up on the boy. Going to sleep. We sitting there talking with our eyelids falling down.
All right. I got another question.
This is where I take offense.
This is the time.
This is it. The idea that white people don't know how to season it. We have whole fucking cabinets dedicated to seasoning in our kitchens. Entire fucking cabinet.
It ain't used right, but hey, my wife, you know, since she white, boy, she that bacon know how to cook, boy. Whoo, Lord have mercy. So yeah, there's a few, you know, there's always a few for anybody.
The best chefs in the world are white.
Yeah, I just don't trust. After so like when you go to I didn't even answer the question actually, but I'm just gonna stay on what y'all said. But when you go to a lot of people like cooking, when you get used to going to their barbecues and you start shit is just natural, and you like, damn, this is just normal. Like you don't say that to yourself because you already know it's normal. That you don't know what you're gonna get when you go to one of the barbecues. You be like, damn, you just get lost. Like so. Like, you know, we're used to like going to the barbecue. So when you talk about, oh yeah, these chefs, you don't know who taught them different type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because like we come from, you know what I'm saying, making something out of nothing. And you got people who never was cooks at first. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't cook. They had other people cooking for us. That was our ancestors. So you got all these people doing all the testing and shit. And you got people that's in Europe who tested a lot, which is like the Italians. I love them.
We make everything from scratch, man. We don't go to the grocery store and buy the brand of barbecue, man. We make the barbecue from scratch.
Timothy?
It's a
To
difference.
judge an entire culture based on
know what a
ladies'
barbecue
potato
is?
salad.
But that's what y'all
That's
do,
what y'all do to
man.
us, yeah.
Y'all not
We
making
make
that shit
barbecue
from
sauce. What are
scratch.
you talking about?
You guys don't.
You go into the grocery store. If you want some barbecue sauce, you going down that aisle and you grabbing you some
I got a
crab,
barbecue
man.
sauce recipe. You got a barbecue
Black
sauce recipe?
people, we making barbecue sauce from scratch.
You
man.
got a barbecue sauce
Yeah,
recipe?
no, dude. I'm sorry, but ranch
You
for
guys
all
don't
is
know
like
what
a
a
blood
barbecue
type.
is.
Like, okay, I'm sorry, you fucking inject that shit in your veins. You put you put fucking ranch on Alfredo sauce. You put that shit on pizza. Whatever the you know. So stop.
You know what a
Y'all love
barbecue
that
is?
shit.
James, you've confused us with the Mexicans, sir.
That's an entirely different thing.
What's the question we're on?
The white people don't make barbecue sauce.
No. Do you know what a barbecue actually is? This is the problem with you folk. You don't know what a barbecue actually is. A barbecue is when men stand in a queue to get their hair cut. That's what a barbecue is.
Is this Australians? Oh, okay.
That was awful.
All right.
Okay. Well,
We don't call them barbecues where I come from.
I don't
You
remember.
No. As I said, barbecues are when men stand in line to get their hair cut.
Yeah, there's like 90 million people like ways to die in fucking Australia. It's a penal fucking colony. Be lucky to like eat flies from it.
Who said anything about Australia here? Who said
Yeah,
anything
what
about
are you
Australia?
talking about then? Then why do you have this Commonwealth accent?
Barbecue.
Okay, let me give y'all one more.
It says barbecue is from the Caribbeans.
Let me give y'all before I go to bed. Then Sam, you started. Let me give y'all this.
Yeah, I got one more after that.
Okay, yeah, let me give you mine and keep yours in the back pocket because I'm gonna go after this. Which race has the best stand-up comedy? And you got to give the top three.
Chappelle.
Oh,
Jewish.
shit.
Cat Williams.
Jewish.
It's black. It's all black.
All the
black,
Jews.
black. Are you going to remove me now?
Oh man, this is crazy. I'm
Blame
sick.
it on the Jews. Blame it on the Jews.
Cowards. Are you going to remove me all the
Yes, I'm gonna.